Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today we are going to be doing a video inspired by Jade from Jade Reads. Please do go check her out. If you do not know who she is yet, I don't know where you've been. She's amazeballs. But we are going to be doing the cursed books video. So this is a video of basically a list of books that I have gotten partway through, put down and just not come back to for whatever reason, but I'm still interested in reading. So I have 10 books on this list and I am still really excited about pretty much all of them. Well, kind of. I'll explain. It's different for each book, but I do have 10 books on this list. So without further ado, let's go through them and explain what happened. Some of them I don't know the answer to that question. But the first one I have is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This is in no particular order, by the way. I started this back in, was it June this year in 2021? It was either May or June in 2021, and this is the beautiful Fairy Loot edition. I have gone ahead and bought the next one in this series because I am enjoying it. I just put it down and didn't pick it back up. I don't physically read my fantasy very often. In fact, I never physically read my fantasy unless I absolutely have to. There is no audiobook for this, so I have no choice but to physically read it, and I think it's got a bit to do with that. But also I was starting to slump and then just a lot happened. I went into a huge genre slump and just ended up binging romance for the whole of June. And then July was a bit messy. I got COVID in July, and yeah, I would just really like to come back to this. I am on page 249, so I don't have a great deal left to go. 403 pages, so I've got like 150 pages left to go, if that. So I would really like to finish this one at some point, but I am really enjoying it. It's following Kiva. I wanted to call her Kaz. It's following Kiva. Basically, she is a prison healer. She lives in a prison. She has done since she was a young child, and her dad used to be the prison healer. He died and she became the prison healer. And one day the queen, what is she called? The rebel queen arrives in the prison on death's door, and Kiva receives a new message: don't let her die, we are coming. Basically, the queen is sentenced to the trial by ordeal, which is a series of elemental challenges against torments of air, fire, water and earth, assigned only to the most dangerous of criminals. However, the queen's too sick, so Kiva decides to take on the challenges instead. But there is also another prisoner that is kind of fighting for Kiva's attention a little bit. So yeah, I still have no idea where this is going to go, but I was really enjoying it while reading it. I don't plan to restart this. I will continue on from where I am, but I am enjoying it so far. So I'm looking forward to getting back into this one. Then we have The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reid. I'm still unsure whether or not I do want to continue with this one, but I am partway through it, so maybe I might give it a little bit longer. I got to page 76 of this one. This is I actually don't have the synopsis on me.
12 seconds later.
I have a finished copy. So this is... oh, that's it. A dark, evocative and unforgettable fantasy debut steeped in Hungarian history and Jewish mythology. Perfect for fans of Naomi Novik. I've DNF'd one of her books. And Catherine Arden. I've really enjoyed 3 of her books so far. So, yeah, it's following a woman called Evik. She's the only woman without power, treated like an outcast due to her corrupt bloodline. So when the soldiers arrive from the Holy Order of Woodsman to claim the girl for the king's blood sacrifice, Evik is betrayed by her fellow villagers and surrendered. But I don't think she is all she's cracked up to be. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see whether or not I continue on with this one, but I am still semi-interested in it and I've heard good things. So I do think I want to continue on with it. I'm not that far into it, but it is a book that I got partway through and did put down. So it's on this list. And that was earlier on this year as well, probably around April, May time. Then we have Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. I'm really mad about this one. Really mad. I picked this up in February 2020. Put it down because I was hitting a really bad slump and didn't want to ruin the book, so I put it down with every intention of picking it back up, and then obviously the pandemic hit and everything just kind of got thrown out a little bit, and I just haven't had the chance to pick this back up. I have had the chance to pick it back up, I've just not picked it back up.
You sit on a throne of lies.
I'm really interested in doing so though, because Skyward was 5 stars for me. This is a 5-star prediction, and I know Cytonic comes out very, very soon, so I'm looking forward to picking it up to continue on. I did get to part 3, so I'm here, just not quite halfway, but I actually think I might restart this one on the basis that I can remember what's happened, but I worried I've missed some important information. So, and it has been a while now, it's been over a year, so I would like to restart this one. This series follows a girl called Spencer who basically wants to become a pilot and fight the Corel, who are the aliens that are effectively attacking her planet. However, her dad used to be a pilot before her, and he was deemed a traitor when he turned his back on his people in the middle of a war, and she struggles basically to get through pilot school, really struggles, and it's just following her on this journey. There is a ship in here called Mbot who is very sarcastic and just hilarious. There is also a really cute slug called Doom Slug, but Mbot is my favourite. I think I listen to the audiobooks and I love them because Mbot's Scottish and it's just hilarious, just the funniest thing. So yeah, I really enjoy this series. I know it's not for everyone, but I really like it, so I'm excited to continue on with this one, but it may be one I restart. Then I have The Fading of the Light by Charlotte Betts. This is the second in a series. The first one is called The Light Within Us, and I really enjoyed it. It's historical fiction, kind of slice of life type book. Essentially the kind of thing that you would think I would hate, because I'm not a huge fan of slice of life. I'm not huge character driven type books. I need to have some action in there as well. Something needs to be happening, there needs to be a plot. I get really bored if it's just character driven. For example, Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, I DNF'd about 200 pages in because I just got really bored. But yeah, this is historical fiction, which I don't pick up very often. It's got to be really like specific why I'm picking it up, but also it's slice of life, so you would think I would hate this, but I actually really enjoyed the first one, so I am looking forward to continuing on with this. I'm not that far in, I'm 23 pages in, but it's one that I started and did put down, so that's why it's on here. And this follows a group of friends. Essentially we are following the main character Edith Fairchild, but we're following like her group of friends as well. We do follow from other POVs throughout the book, but mostly from Edith, and her and her husband moved to this place called Spindrift House in Cornwall, and we follow them through several years of essentially friends coming to join them, to move in with them. They are artists, and then move through time of them having kids and stuff, but then get to a point where things start to go wrong for Edith as far as her husband is concerned, and this just kind of follows on from that essentially, and it's really good. Quite shocking, some of the things that go on. I think what I like about it, and the reason why I haven't got bored with it, is that we do follow the other characters a little bit with their stories, and some of the things that are happening with these people and with this group, and with them individually as well, is relatively shocking, and just, I don't know, I enjoyed it, it was good. So I do want to carry on with this series, but yeah, I'm not that far in. It would be nice to continue though. Then we have After Dark by Dominic Nolan. This is obviously an arc that I just never finished. Another one that I started probably again February last year. Yeah, that makes sense because it came out in March last year. So started around February last year. I think around about the same time I put down Starsight, I put this down again because of my slump. I did get quite a ways into this. I'm over halfway. I am on page 233, but I remember everything, pretty much everything that's happened up until this point. And this is following, let me get the first one because I can't fully remember her name off the top of my head. Ironic really, because it's involving amnesia. Oh, Abigail Boone. So this is following Detective Abigail Boone. In the first one, which is a past life, she wakes up, cannot remember her own name, doesn't remember where she is, how she got there, what's going on or anything, and it turns out she's been kidnapped, she's tied up, and there is a girl dead in the corner, and she tries to get out of this house. She manages to get out, take another girl in the house with her, and it's basically the story of her trying to get her memories back and trying to figure out what put her in that situation situation? What case was she on, and has she solved the case that put her in that situation? And it's her going through this process. Not only that, but she has a husband and a 13-year-old son. I think he's 13. She remembers neither of them. She doesn't remember giving birth to her son. She remembers nothing about him. And it's the struggle of not only trying to solve this case, but also trying to come to terms with the fact that she does have a family, and what she does with this information. Essentially, it's quite shocking, because I couldn't ever imagine being in a position where I've been married to a man for a really long time. I have a 13-year-old son, but I remember nothing of their existence, absolutely nothing of their existence. Couldn't imagine it. It would be horrendous. But this just then carries on. That story is solved. This just carries on with Abigail moving on and moving on with her life, and also on to another case. So yeah, I did get over halfway through this. I do want to carry it on. I was really enjoying it, but I put it down obviously because I didn't want to ruin the book with my slump, and then just never picked it up. So I'd really like to continue on with this one. Then we have a middle grade. We've got Wizards of Once, Never and Forever by Cressida Cowell, which is the 4th in the Wizards of Once series. I think this is the last one as well, if I'm correct in saying so. I'm not sure. Again, didn't get too far into this one. I got 21, I'm in the middle of a chapter. I'm gonna start again. I'm 21 pages in. I wondered where that bookmark was. It's my Sam Winchester bookmark. Wondered where it was. It's in this frigging book. This is the Waterstones special edition that I think, yes, is signed, and I got it early. But the audiobook didn't come out until about 6 or 7 months later, and I've listened to these all on audio because they're narrated by David Tennant, and he's fantastic at doing the narration. So I did start reading this physically, but I wasn't enjoying it as much, so I wanted to wait till the audio came out, which it has done now. It's been out for a while. I just haven't picked it up. So I do want to continue on with this series. I will be reading the audiobook. It is a middle grade series following a wizard, following Zar and Wish. Zar is a wizard boy but with no magic to start off with, and Wish is a warrior girl, and basically the wizards and warriors are supposed to hate each other, but these two end up becoming friends. They end up going on a mission trying to help Zar get some magic, and yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy the cast of characters in here. It's fantastic. And I think my favourite character in here is Squeeze Juice as well, which is like this little bug, and it's just really adorable and really cute. So I can't wait to carry on with this one, and yeah, I will restart this one though. I'm literally only a couple of pages in, so I will restart with this one with David Tennant.
I'm brilliant.
Then we have A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I got the entire set of this American edition of these books because I just love them. I think they're beautiful. Did I pull? Oh, I didn't. I did. I pulled the bookmark out of it. What was I thinking? I obviously thought, oh no, I did it on purpose. Okay, it was because of the bookmark that it was in here.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Oh, I remember now. It's because of the bookmark. I put a tab in instead. I'm on chapter 20, which is page 250. So I'm here. Is that like, oh no, it's not quite halfway through the book. I remember everything that happened in here. I started off watching A Discovery of Witches, and I think I got halfway through season 1 and really enjoyed it. I just didn't carry on with it. But then I wanted to pick the books up. There was a read along that I was taking part in, and then just stopped halfway through because of who I am as a person. So I would like to continue on with this, and because I've heard great things about this book and this series in general, so I would like to carry on with it. It is up my street. It sounds like it's exactly something I would enjoy. I just don't know why I put it down. So I would like to continue on with this. This is following a woman called Diana Bishop, who is a young scholar and the descendant of witches. She unearths an enchanted alchemical manuscript. Wanting nothing to do with sorcery, she banishes the book to the stacks, but her discovery has set a fantastical underworld stirring, and soon a horde of demons, witches and other creatures descend upon the library. Among them is the enigmatic Matthew Claremont, a vampire with a keen interest in the book. Equal parts history and magic, romance and suspense. A Discovery of Witches is a mesmerising and addictive tale of passion obsession that reveals a closely guarded secret and enchanted world. So I would like to continue on with this series. I do have the other 2 books at the top of my shelves, so yeah, I want to carry on with this one. Then I have The Wolf in the Water by Josie Jaffrey. I've got no idea why I put this down. I think it's again because it's fantasy. I was just struggling to continue on with it, even though it's really short as well. It was just stupid that I even put this down. It's really frustrating actually. But I got to page 137 of this. I have loved Josie Jaffrey's books previously. I wasn't enjoying this as much as her other books, but it is entirely different to what I'm used to from her. So I'm used to adult vampire fantasy books, whereas this is entirely different. This is more to do with it's still fantasy but a different type of monster. I don't think we fully got to the point of knowing what the monster is, but the ancient city of Kepos sits in an isolated valley cut off from the outside world by a towering wall. Behind it, the souls of the dead clamour for release, or so the priesthood says. Carla has never had any reason to doubt their word until her father dies in suspicious circumstances that implicate the city's high priest. She's determined to investigate, but she has more of an immediate problem. The laws of the city require her mother to remarry straight away. Carla's new stepfather is a monster, but his son Leon is something altogether more dangerous. Kind. I remember now. So Carla's father dies in suspicious circumstances. Her mum has to remarry pretty quick. Like it says, stepfather's a monster, but his son Leon is really nice, and she gets to a point where she's pretty suspicious of what the priesthood have been telling them about what's over the wall, and she wants to find out more. So yeah, this one. Book number 9 is The Crooked Kingdom. It's not The Crooked Kingdom, it's just Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I have no excuses for this. I started it, put it down, didn't pick it back up. Another one from last year. I had no excuses. I don't know what happened. I'm on page 199. I may restart this. I'm going to continue on, see if I know what the hell's gone on in the first 200 pages, but if not, I may restart it. But yeah, absolutely no reason for me to have put this down. I've got no excuses. I've no idea what happened. Can't even remember when I started this one. So there's that. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about this one, but so in the first one we're following Kaz Brecker and a crew of, I think there's 6 of them in total, and they want to pull off a really virtually impossible heist in the first book, and then this one continues to follow on from there. I don't want to spoil it, but very well known series if you have not already read it. And then the final book is Hanny and Issue's Guide to Fake Dating. This one I started in June, I think it was, for whatever-a-thon. I think that's what it was for, and I just didn't continue on with it, and I would really like to. This is queer, it is YA. A lot of people think it's middle grade. It's definitely not. It's got swearing in it, so it's definitely at least YA. And I only got to 31 pages in, but I would like to continue on with it. I was enjoying it so far, so I would like to continue on with this one. Hanny and Issue. Basically, Hanny is easygoing and popular until she comes out as bi and her friends don't believe her. Issue is an academic overachiever and has a lot to prove, but her short-haired girl relies on being popular. Their solution: pretend to be dating, even though they hardly know and definitely don't like each other. But as they get closer, things get messy. Can 2 Bengali girls find happily ever after, even when the odds are stacked against them? It just sounds fantastic, so I really do want to continue on with this series as well. And so that is all 10 of my cursed books, the books that I'm currently halfway through that I really want to finish. So yeah, hoping this will hold me accountable. My intention is to do a couple of videos where I finish these off in like a reading vlog essentially, which obviously I could read more, hopefully read more in the reading vlog than I would normally, because I'm partway through most of them. So fingers crossed that's something I can do, but yeah, I'm hoping this video will hold me accountable. This is the whole point in doing the video. But thanks again to Jade for the idea. I really appreciate it. Please do go and check hers out. I will leave a link to Jane's channel down below, and also a link to her cursed books video down below as well. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments down below if you've got any cursed books, any books you're partway through. Let me know which ones they are. I will be interested in knowing, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.